Welcome to In the Spotlight with your host, Lena Zhu.
Welcome to In the Spotlight. I'm your host, Lena Zhu. My guest today is Dr. Day. Dr. Day is a foreign language professor at Benedictine University. He has been teaching Mandarin for over 15 years. Today, Dr. Day can share us about his experience of learning Mandarin as well as being a Mandarin teacher, along with the program he has involved in Benedictine University. Thank you for coming here, Dr. Day.
Thank you for having me.
So let's straight to the topic. So when and how did you decide to learn Mandarin?
It's a little bit of a long story, actually. I spent my junior year abroad studying in France, because originally I was a French major. And while I was there, I really got interested in learning more about foreign languages. But in Europe, many Europeans speak other European languages. So I decided after coming back from Europe to try to do a language that was different. And at the time, I had a friend in high school who was learning Mandarin, and I just kind of talked with him a little bit. It sounded interesting. I started taking language classes and then just kept learning Chinese. So.
Oh, that's very interesting. But so like a lot of people may learn a foreign language, but like they don't really finally end up as being a language teacher. So what made you decide to become a Mandarin teacher?
I guess my interest not only in the language and the culture, but in language acquisition as well, and then really wanting to share that with students. And I think, although I'm not a native speaker like yourself, my experience of learning the language is a little bit different, so I wanted to be able to maybe share that with students as well and bring my own experience in learning the language to them, and to emphasize to them that if I can learn it, you can learn it as well.
So speaking to your experience of learning this language, so what would be the most difficult part of learning Mandarin in your eyes?
There's a couple things. I think the tones are very difficult for non-native speakers. So Chinese is a tonal language, and learning the tones is difficult because you have to remember the pronunciation for each word or character, and that can only be done through memorization, of course. But the characters are also a challenge in terms of how to write the characters. But it's also something I think a lot of the students learning the language appreciate about Chinese as well, because it's very different than other languages that use an alphabet, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does learning a foreign languages affect or influence you like in some way?
Yeah, in many ways. I mean, some research has shown that cognitively there's benefits to learning any foreign language, of course not just Mandarin as well. But I think you're learning another culture through language. We can't really separate language and culture. So when you're learning Mandarin, you're also learning about Chinese culture. So that's a real advantage too. And I think just learning, as you learn, you're put in a difficult position, because learning a language, as you know, another language isn't easy, right? You make mistakes. You're a little bit vulnerable when you're learning the language as well. So I think it teaches you an appreciation for other learners of foreign languages as well. So you become a little bit more sympathetic and empathetic with others who are also learning the language.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
So what would be the benefits of learning a foreign language in today's society? Like, shortly, to answer this question, what would you think was the most benefit thing for learning a language?
I mean, professionally, there's a lot of benefits. Employers are looking for employees and workers who maybe know more than one language, especially in an increasingly globalized world. Again, I just mentioned the cognitive benefits are very beneficial as well. And again, learning about another culture through the language is also very important in this day and age.
That's really good. So like, that's all the time we have right now. When we come back, Dr. Day is going to talk about the program he is involved in at Benedictine University. Stay with us.
Welcome to Ben News for October. I'm Jessica Bittner.
And I'm Claudia Rojas, and here are this month's top stories. Ben Talks, a group that organizes events meant to promote discussion on issues in the world, hosted a special session titled DACA and Dreamers on September 26th. The talk comes a couple of weeks after the Trump administration announced the end of deferred action for childhood arrivals, better known as DACA. Eye of the Eagle's Matthew Naughton talked with Megan Benham about what she had hoped came out of the discussion among students and faculty.
Hi, I'm Matthew Naughton, and I'm here with Megan Benham from the team that coordinates the BENU talks. Megan, the talk today was about DACA. What did you hope came out of the talk today?
Sure. Our goal for Ben Talks is just to hear the stories we have at Benedictine. We have students that are undocumented. We have professors who have had students in the past. We have people with family members. Our goal is not really to disseminate facts or change opinions, but just to let people share their stories and hear that this is an issue that affects us at Benedictine, not just something that's talked about in the government.
So you're just trying to spread awareness of DACA and what it's about, things like that?
Yeah, awareness and then also reality, humanity, because sometimes we get caught up in news stories that talk about big political issues and we forget that these news stories talk about real people. And so bringing it into a perspective that these are real people and real stories on our campus is kind of our goal for Ben Talks.
Okay. You had two speakers today. Who are they and why do you think they were important to the talk?
Sure, we had Kellen McCullum, which is a student here at Benedictine. He's a senior. He has very close relationships with people that are part of the DACA program, and so it's an issue that's very important to him. And then we had Ethan Ziegler, who is an adjunct professor here, and he does a lot of immigration work. He's been going to the airport through different bans, and so we wanted a legal perspective as well.
Okay, thank you very much for your time today. I'm Matthew Naughton with Eye of the Eagle.
The Global Studies program hosted a panel discussion on climate change on Thursday, September 21st in Goodwin Hall. The panel focused on recent policies like the Paris Climate Agreement and the disaster of Hurricane Harvey. The Global Studies Forum was held by 3 panelists, including Dr. Tim Marin from the Science Department, Dr. Jean-Marie Koth from Language and Literature Department, and science editor for Ocean Geographic magazine, Alex Rose, to discuss the realities of climate change. Nabiha Asim spoke with environmental activist Dr. Jean-Marie Koth on the importance of this discussion.
Hi, I'm Nabiha Asim, and I'm here with Dr. Jean-Marie Kauth to talk about the panel discussion on climate change and environmental justice. So, Dr. Kauth, why do you believe, in light of all of these issues, is climate change an important topic to talk about today?
I actually think it's the most important topic we can address. My primary environmental interest is actually environmental chemicals and human health, but it's been years now that I've realized that the potential for destruction of human health and civilization is much greater from climate change.
And from tonight's discussion, what do you think is the takeaway message for students and staff?
I think the message is we can do things, and there are concrete actions we can take, but we can also change things by talking about it, by raising our voices, voting our consciences, and raising awareness. We have to change the whole culture, and sometimes that really just starts with small changes.
And so we talked about the Paris Agreement all the way to events in Houston. So how do you see those two events related?
The Paris Agreement and the events in Texas? Yeah. Well, it's not related right now, right? It's terrible that we have withdrawn from Paris just at this critical juncture where we're already seeing the impacts of climate change because, yes, we would still have had those hurricanes, but they're getting stronger, they're getting more frequent, and we are going to see more of this in the future.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kauth, for being with us today. For Ben News, this is Nabiha Asim.
The International Day of Peace Prayer Service was held at the Peace Pole on September 21st and was organized by the campus ministry staff. Various students came to the interfaith prayer service and some even participated in reading a prayer from the Bible and the Quran. All students had a chance to read a prayer or piece from their religious background. Anything and everyone was welcome. The prayer service was followed by a resource fair that included the YWCA, a family shelter service, and Arab American Family Services. Ben News reporter Jeanette Gonzalez spoke to Carol NOWATZKE, campus minister and coordinator of retreats, who was very pleased to host the event and was happy with the amount of participants.
Hello guys, my name is Jeanette Gonzalez. I'm here with Eye of the Eagle. This is
Carol NOWATZKE.
She is part of the campus ministry here today. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going to be going on here?
Yes, we are having a prayer service in honor of the UN's International Day of Peace.
Okay, awesome. And then let me ask you, has this been the first time Benedictine is doing something like this, or how long has this gone on for?
We've done a few things, smaller things for the International Day of Peace. This is the first time that we're doing a full prayer service.
Okay, awesome. And then this right here that we have here, is this going to be like an event or?
Yeah, at the end of the service, we're going to invite everyone to come and decorate a rock with a peaceful message and then leave it in different places on campus.
Oh, wow, that's neat. And then other than this here, do you guys have any other activities going on today during the prayer?
Our prayer service will include different prayers and reflections from different religious traditions, and involving the different themes that the UN has put out for the International Day of Peace. And then also it includes a resource fair with a few different organizations from the area. So.
Awesome. And then I know something like this probably takes a lot of time to put together. Were you involved with someone else doing this?
Yes, Catherine Heidelberger, our coordinator of interfaith and ecumenical engagement, and I worked on it pretty closely. So.
Awesome, awesome. Well, this is a great addition here to Benedictine, and I hope a lot of people are able to come out. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
The NOWATZKE Festival was held at Benedictine University on September 30th at Goodwin Hall. This event was sponsored by the Hindu Student Association. NOWATZKE is a Hindu festival in which men and women both dress in traditional Gujarati attire and do garba. Garba is a way to show devotion to the goddess Ambema. Eye of the Eagle reporter Ruthvi Parikh has the story.
Hi, I'm Ruthvi from ADITYA Benedictine News. I'm here with ADITYA today, and we're talking about the Garba event that's going on at Goodwin Hall at Benedictine University. So ADITYA, tell me a little bit about the Garba that happens every year, like the importance of it.
So every year during the fall, there is a festival known as NOWATZKE, which translates into 9 nights. It's in celebration to the goddess Durga, all she's given to us and to women in general. It is a dance that is traditionally done in the state of Gujarat. It's followed by Garba, then Ras. We decided to do things a little bit differently and add a big dance party at the end.
So tell me about like the traditional dress code that happens with the event. I know girls wear like a skirt at the top and guys wear something long, but like, can you describe it a little bit?
Yeah. So girls will generally wear something called a chanya choli, or they can wear an anarkali or a sari or anything like that. Guys will normally wear like a kurta pajama, but I've told our whole community if you don't have any of the traditional clothing, you are more than welcome to wear a skirt and blouse or nice jeans or nice pants and a nice shirt as well.
And then what is the, like, so Garba is like the importance of the devotion to God, correct? So it's like devotion to Durga, and that's basically girls doing it. So guys can do it as well?
Yes, traditionally I believe it has been done with women in the past, but here we allow everybody to do it.
And then what's your favorite part about Garba?
My favorite part is always the food, but I also love the dance itself.
Sounds good. Thank you for joining us today, Eye of the Eagle, and thank you very much.
On Thursday, September 14th, a farmers market was held outside on the quad. With the fall season beginning soon, students had the chance to purchase fresh fruits and vegetables at the market. There was also the option of enjoying hot apple cider donuts that were freshly made by Benedictine Food Services. Many students and faculty members took the opportunity to purchase food products to enjoy. Eye of the Eagle reporter Jessica Bittner spoke with one of the members of the food company that was in charge of the farmers market to see what the event was all about.
Hello everyone, this is Jessica from Eye of the Eagle, and I am here with Renee from DeCastro Produce. So what do we have going on here today?
Well, today we have set up a farmer's market for all the students and faculty to get an idea of all the fruits and vegetables we have, maybe try something new that they haven't tried before. Everything is fresh. We brought everything in this morning, so it's going really well.
So what kind of produce and products do you have for us today?
Okay, we have carrots, cucumbers, potatoes, onions, pears, apples. We also have some pomegranate, some pineapples, I believe I said that, star fruit. What else do we have here? We're also selling taffy apples, apple cider, and we have some fresh apple cider donuts that we cannot keep in. We can't keep them made fast enough. The students are loving them.
So is the farmers market something that happens often on campus?
We do it, I believe, once a year. So we'll probably maybe come back in the spring. So seems like it's going really well. Everyone's really enjoying it. It's a beautiful day. So yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
The UNICEF group on our campus opened their sign-up sheets for the UNICEF Water Walk to students on Thursday, September 21st. UNICEF is the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. They invited students to sign up and learn about the event on September 30th that included relay races and snacks. The cost was only $7 per person to sign up. Ben News reporter Claudia Rojas spoke with Michelle PIASECKI about what people should derive from the event.
Hi, I'm Claudia Rojas, and I'm here with Michelle PIASECKI, the president of the UNICEF program here on campus. So Michelle, I understand that UNICEF stands for United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. So what kind of fundraising events do you hold here on campus to raise awareness for the children?
Well, we have multiple events. We have the annual water walk that we're just about to do on September 30th. It's an interactive relay race to advocate for clean water for children and for developing countries to get like water pumps and stuff like that.
So how do you think this event will not only benefit the children, but the public as well?
Well, it'll benefit the public because they'll actually be able to learn about what is happening around the world. We'll be able to advocate for the children, and then just educating the public about what's happening to children around the world in developing countries and what they're lacking. Is very important, because if you bring awareness to these kind of issues, then people will start caring and start participating in these kind of events to actually help in a little way.
Okay, so education is a major factor in this.
Yes, it is. It really is.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for speaking with us today, Michelle. My name is Claudia Rojas for the Eye of the Eagle. On September 24th, Benedictine hosted the Sabrinsky Memorial 5K. Over 100 participants and donors showed up to support various Benedictine scholarships. Registered runners received a free pair of BENU running socks and complimentary snacks and drinks. Attendees could also purchase raffle tickets for the chance to win prize packages worth up to $300. The 5K is held every year in memory of Cindy Sabrinsky, a Benedictine University student who lost her life in 2004. Eye of the Eagle's Umbia Salim has more on the story.
Hi, I'm Umbia Salim, reporting from the Kindlein Hall Atrium with Len Bertolini, Vice President of Development for Benedictine. We are at the Sabrinsky Memorial 5K for scholarships. Mr. Bertolini, thank you for speaking with me. Can you give our viewers a little bit of background about how it started?
Sure. Well, Cindy Sabrinsky tragically was killed in an auto accident going back about 13, 14 years ago. And the family decided to start a scholarship in memory of her. She was a student here when she was killed, unfortunately. So the family decided to start this walk, and they raised money for a scholarship that's in her name.
That's wonderful. And I understand that the attendees and participants get to choose kind of where their money goes. Can you talk about that?
We have a lot of different scholarships. Most of the people that will be here today support the Sabrinsky Scholarship, but we do have some other people that are here to give money to other scholarships that we have.
And how many attendees are you expecting today?
I think we're going to have about 100 people here, so we have a nice crowd. It's a great morning, beautiful outside, so we're excited.
Wonderful. Seems like it's going to be a great race. Thank you so much, Mr. Bertolini. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
For Benedictine, Eye of the Eagle, I'm Umbia Salim.
Benedictine's Art Gallery hosted the year's first Tea and Talk on Sunday, October 1st in the Komachek Art Gallery. Benedictine debuted artist Eric CARBREY's new collection, Graphical Influx, which will be on campus from October 2nd until November 11th. CARBREY, who specializes in graphic design, spoke at the event to students and faculty.
It was October 1991 was the month that I became an artist. So how do I know such?
I'm Emily, here with Eric CARBREY, artist being showcased here at the Komachek Art Gallery here at Benedictine. So how would you describe your artistic style?
I'd say it's very graphic in nature, kind of inspired by kind of street art meets graphic design, and let's throw that in the gallery and hope for the best, right?
Perfect. And then what do you think that your art can bring to the students and faculty here at Benedictine?
I think a lot of what I talked about, kind of a visual sense of design and color, kind of the values of color and design in art.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No, you're very welcome. I'm Emily here at Eye of the Eagle News.
And that's the news for October. I am Jessica Bittner.
And I'm Claudia Rojas. Stay tuned for sports with Donnie Rollins.
Hungry during the school day? Tired of cooking after shopping? Come to El Burrito, a casual eatery in the Maple Cross Shopping Center. Choose from our 30 traditional Mexican favorites at a very affordable price. Try our classic great steak burrito for only $5.95 and taco for $1.95. You realize it's the best Mexican food you can get in this area. Come visit us at the intersection of Maple and Road 15-3. Our burrito promises you an enjoyable experience.
I'm Donnie Rollins, and this is the sports for October. The Benedictine Eagles football team started out their conference season strong with their second win of the season at Rockford with a score of 20-17. The Eagles had a total of 497 yards of total offense with only 2 penalties. Quarterback Ryan Sample passed for 280 yards, which put him at the top of the school record book in passing yards. Linebacker Victor Johnson had 9 tackles, including 1 sack and an interception. Eye of the Eagles' Elijah Walker talked with Matt Fleming and Victor Johnson about their hopes for the season.
Matt Fleming today after practice today, and I just wanted to ask him a couple quick questions. How do you feel like your preparation for the last week has got you guys prepared for the conference schedule?
I believe just coming together and practicing hard is just keys we needed to get us where we needed to be. So I think we're doing a lot better at that. So I think we're going to be a lot better on the conference.
And we are here with linebacker Victor Johnson for the Benedictine Eagles, and I just wanted to talk to him about the rest of this season. I just wanted to know, how do you feel about your preparing for the rest of your conference schedule?
We set up our way. I feel like we really got after it this past week, so I feel like we'll be all right in the conference. We're going to be hard and physical. These 7 games, we got a lot of fun. So I feel like we really will get after it.
Thank you for your time.
The Lady Eagles women's volleyball team suffered a tough defeat in their home opener Wednesday night, dropping 3 straight sets to the Stars of Dominican University. An evenly matched first set slipped away from the Eagles after a 3-0 run by Dominican, resulting in a 25-12 decision. The Stars controlled the tempo for the remainder of the contest, winning sets 2 and 3 with scores of 25-14 and 25-21. Junior outside hitter Lauren Weber paced the night with the 8 kills and 1 block. Eye of the Eagles' Victor Johnson spoke with junior defensive specialist KRISTINA BILLIE about her thoughts on the game and the Lady Eagles' next opponent, North Central College.
Victor Johnson, Eye of the Eagles Sports, here today with KRISTINA BILLIE, Benedictine University women's volleyball. KRISTINA, if I could just get a few thoughts on today's game.
It was a kind of a rough one. We didn't perform how we wanted to perform. We gotta learn. We're getting to the point where we gotta just work together, and sometimes like some plays we weren't, and then we just kind of got down on a couple plays and they got a couple runs on us.
What do you guys feel like you need to work on as a team? We saw some bright spots in the game, definitely, but as a team, what do you guys feel like you need to work on the rest of the season?
Mental toughness. We have a lot of skill, and it's kind of a rough part in our season. We gotta figure out how to win. So it's a lot of mental toughness right now, and we gotta work on together.
What's the mindset going to be going into the next game against Central?
The mindset is going to be just work hard, work our butts off. Our main setter is out on an injury, and we have a freshman that stepped up, and then our senior Vanessa has also stepped up. So it's just like we got to do our jobs, just do what we're on the court to do.
A tough game tonight, but Lady Eagles are going to bounce back. Next game is going to be against Central. Thanks so much, KRISTINA.
Thank you.
Johnson, Eye of the Eagles Sports.
It was a hot September day in Lisle as the Benedictine men's soccer team continued their 2017 campaign and opened up conference play against Concordia Chicago, defeating the Cougars 4-0. Nick Capitanos totaled a hat trick on the day, marking 5 goals on the season. Eric Stammer finished the match with a goal as well in the 66th minute. Eye of the Eagle sports reporter Ryden Scarnato talked to defender Drew SCHMUCKER about playing through the tough weather conditions and what the victory means to them.
Hi, I'm Ryden Scarnato here for Eye of the Eagle Sports, and Eagles won today 4-0 over Concordia Chicago, and I'm here with Drew SCHMUCKER. Drew, first question I got for you is how important was it to get a win today starting off conference play?
It was really important for us. Always 1-0 is a good way to start conference, and really in this conference you can't lose too many games to get that first position. So was it good to get our first win, score early, and yeah, just get going in conference.
I wanted to ask how much a factor did the heat play today?
I mean, it was really hot today. It's probably the hottest it's been like all season. So, but we knew if we could keep the ball and make the ball do the work, we would be able to make them do more running and get tired out first.
Gotcha. You guys are now regionally ranked. How much has that kind of played into your guys' psyche at all in the locker room, if anything?
We don't really look at that. We don't pay attention. We just focus on one game at a time and winning each game we play.
All right, well, speaking of next game, you guys got University of Chicago next. Big game for you guys. How important is it going to be?
It's a huge game for us, especially a 1 o'clock game on the road in the heat. We got to make sure we're mentally prepared, and CUW is a really good team, so we got to make sure we bring it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for letting me interview you, and I'm Ron Scarnato. This has been for Eye of the Eagle Sports.
The women's soccer team hosted the Pioneers of Carroll University for an afternoon matchup. It was a very defensive game for both sides, as it seemed that neither team could get on the offensive attack. In the 28th minute, Carroll University pushed the ball into Eagle territory, and Rachel Von Sluys scored the only goal for the Pioneers. In the second half, the Eagles struggled even more with their offensive attack as they failed to get any shots on goal. The Pioneers' one goal would be enough to hold off the Eagles. Eye of the Eagles' Marco D'Angelo spoke with Benedictine's Danielle Melotte after the game.
Hello, I'm Marco D'Angelo for Benedictine University, and I'm here with Benedictine's women's soccer, Danielle Melotte. Danielle, you guys played Carroll University today. What was the game plan going in?
Well, we knew that Carroll was going to be a strong, competitive team. We always put up a good fight against them. We were just trying to play the ball out wide, get as many shots as we could on frame, and see what happened with the end score.
Now, 1-0 after the first half. Coming out, did the game plan change at all?
We tweaked it a little bit. We needed to spread out a little bit wider. We were kind of crunching up our space in the middle. Just looking for a lot more shots. We had to be a little bit more physical, come to the ball first.
Okay, now that the conference is starting up, this is your last game before conference. Do you guys feel prepared to go into conference play?
I think that we do feel prepared. I think that over the 7 games that we've had non-conference-wise, it's showed us a lot of things that we need to work on. I think that in this upcoming week, prior to Wednesday against CUC, we're going to definitely be prepared for them.
Thank you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
I'm Marco D'Angelo for Benedictine University.
The baseball team finished their fall season on a high note, beating College of DuPage on Saturday, September 30th. The Eagles opened up the top of the first inning with a scoreless half inning. In the bottom of the first, the Eagles took an early lead with junior transfer Jonathan Hodo leading off with a single, then stealing second base. Jimmy McLaughlin delivered a double down the right field line to put the Eagles on the board. That score held until the bottom of the 5th, where once again Jimmy McLaughlin doubled with an RBI single, scoring Jonathan Hodo for the second run of the game. That was enough to hold on for the win over College of DuPage. Eye of the Eagles' Chance Sturbis spoke with Jimmy McLaughlin after the game.
Hi, I'm Chance Sturbis with Eye of the Eagle. I'm with the right fielder of the Benedictine Eagles, Jimmy McLaughlin. Jimmy, how are you doing?
I'm good, Chance. How about you?
Pretty good. So with the fall game over, what are some of your expectations for the upcoming season?
Personally, I'd really like to cut down on my strikeouts. Just trying to be more consistent, get guys in when they're in scoring position, not too much. Keeping it simple.
Good. Looking back on the game, you were 2 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Talk to me about your approach at the plate.
I was just trying to stay calm today, not trying to do too much. Base hits up the middle, just be consistent at the plate.
Great. With a very young team, do you see yourself stepping up to be a leader on this team?
I do. I really do. I really like to lead by example, like to play hard, hustle for the balls, and anything I can to better the team, I'd like to do.
Great. So overall, how do you think the team played today, and what do you guys have to work on this winter to become the team you want to be?
I think we played really well today. Struck out a little bit, couple innings, but I think we hit the ball well, and our defense is playing really well. I think we're a really good team, and we'll be really good when the season comes.
Great. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm Chance, and this is Eye of the Eagle.
Thank you for having me, Chance.
Women's golf hosted the Benedictine Fall Invite on Saturday and Sunday, September 16th and 17th. You couldn't miss the Lady Eagles as they were donning pink attire in respect for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Competing with 4 other schools at St. Andrews Golf Course of West Chicago, the match participants included rival school North Central College. Other schools included University of Dubuque, St. Norbert College, and Elmhurst, with North Central winning the event. The Eagles overall took 4th place, but the big takeaway from the match, according to Coach Charlie Avercamp in a quote by BenuEagles.com, was that they shot one of their lowest rounds of the fall by posting a .372. Frank DeAndrea of Eye of the Eagle spoke with member Anna Geip about the tournament.
Hi, I'm Frank DeAndrea of Eye of the Eagle. I'm here with senior Annie Geip of the women's golf team. This last weekend, the women's golf team took on 4 other schools at the BenU Invite in St. Andrews of West Chicago. Annie, as a senior, how does it feel 4 years later to be a student athlete, and what kind of experiences did that allow you to have at our campus?
I loved being an athlete. I came to Benedictine to be an athlete, and I loved being on a team, and I didn't want that experience to stop. And many of my friends here are from my golf team, and I wouldn't change my experience for the world.
That's great. That's great. That's really awesome to hear that. So this last weekend, you guys posted your lowest score. What was the mentality of the team going into this meet for you guys?
You know, every meet, we just go out there with 1 shot lower than the meet before, 1 shot less, maybe focus on one different aspect of your game. So this tournament, we knew we were home. We all know the course pretty well, so it was just staying focused and doing what we know we can do.
Absolutely. So with the season winding down in the fall, what are like some last things that you guys are really trying to, capitalize on individually and as a team?
So individually, I'm just focusing on just getting lower. Just every tournament, just improve on stuff that I know I can improve on. And as a team this year, we have a pretty good shot at winning conference. So I know that's our team goal, is to get that conference championship to go to nationals this spring.
That's awesome, and good luck to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. This has been Frank DeAndrea of Eye of the Eagle. Thank you.
On September 22nd, the men's cross-country team competed in an invitational against Augustana College Brisman Lundeen. The race took place in Rock Island, Illinois. Regarding the race, Coach Molly Remley said the guys are continuing to gain experience as they learn to work with each other. 2 days prior to the race, our reporter Alfonso Boada joined the team during training and interviewed one of the racers on Benedictine team, Nate Tuskan. He asked him about Friday's race and his background as a cross-country athlete.
Hello, I'm Alfonso Boada, and I'm here with Nate Tuskan. He's part of the cross-country team, and this is the race center where the cross-country team is practicing. How are you preparing for this Friday race?
We've worked out on Tuesday, and then today, and then tomorrow, just recovery days, where we're going to take it easy, and then on the race day, we're going to hopefully run a good race.
Okay, so I wish you luck.
Thank you.
This is Alfonso Boada for Eye of the Eagle. Thank you.
And that's all for the sports for October. I'm Donnie Rollins. Tune in next month where we have a wrap-up of the football season along with a preview for men's and women's basketball.
In the past, what was your favorite Halloween costume?
What's the funniest Halloween costume you've ever had?
What's your favorite past Halloween costume that you've had?
In 2nd grade, I was an orangutan.
When I was in 6th grade, I was a cow.
Dressing up as a lion because it's my favorite animal.
The funniest Halloween costume I've been is probably a Rubik's Cube.
Spider-Man, hands down.
So when I was 7 one time, I was a big red M&M. So I'm going to go with M&M.
Okay. So the question is, what's your favorite past Halloween costume?
Favorite past Halloween costume? Well, I have to say the only costume I have for Halloween is from the Ninja Turtles.
Last year I was Ted from the movie. I got in a huge teddy bear costume, and turns out a lot of girls like to hug you when you're dressed up as a giant teddy bear, so that was probably my favorite.
I did a Barbie doll. I was 8 years old. I was a Barbie.
wig, the whole makeup, the whole 9 yards, red lipstick.
With Halloween approaching, what would you say to be your most memorable or edgiest Halloween costume?
When I was in elementary school, I was a scarecrow, and living back in Iowa when the corn grows really high, I just pop out at people and scare the heck out of them.
Corbin Jett and I dressed up as salt and pepper shakers.
I was Booby Miles from Friday Night Lights. I got the jersey, I went and bought it online, and I had like the little high top fade like him, and I had some black football pants to go with it, so that was really cool.
Okay, and yours?
I was an astronaut once. That was pretty cool, so somebody ripped off my helmet.
Thanks, guys.
Back in 6th grade, I used to be obsessed with Guns N' Roses, so I actually dressed up as Slash. So I had like the glasses and the hat and the puffy hair, and pictures are interesting to look at again.
Probably when I was 5 years old, and my dad decided to dress me up as Mystique from X-Men. So I had my whole face, everything was painted blue. That was probably the edgiest costume that I ever had.
Halloween is just, it's fun with the kids, but when it comes to adults, it's just really creepy.
It was probably when I was the Blue Power Ranger, because when I was a kid, Power Rangers were my favorite TV show, so just being one was really cool.
Two buddies of mine were the Average Joe's dodgeball team from the movie Dodgeball.
In the 6th grade, I was a cheerleader. I actually won in my school the Best Costume Award, so that was definitely a fun one and probably my best one ever.
I'd say Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo?
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that. Thank you, Danielle.
Welcome back to In the Spotlight with your host, Lena Zhu.
Well, back to In the Spotlight. I'm your host, Lena Zhu. So in the last part, Dr. Day shared about his personal experience of learning Mandarin as well as being a Mandarin teacher. So as a foreign language professors at Benedictine University, I know you are the leader of a couple study abroad programs. So could you tell us more about the programs?
Yeah, I've done 4 or 5 study abroad programs since I've been here in 2010. And our first programs were a little bit shorter, so they were 2-week, more like tours of China that were tied to coursework. And after reflecting on some of the good things and bad things about those programs, we changed the program a little bit to go longer term and also to make it less touristy and more of a in-depth experience in China and more interaction with Chinese people. So right now we have a 5-week program that we lead every summer.
That's quite a long time of 5 weeks.
Yes.
So what's the requirement of students to be part of this program?
We do ask that you sign up for a course. So actually there's different professors who also participate with me on the study abroad programs. So it could be a business course with Professor Goins, or it could be the China Pollination Project research course with Professor Hines, or a course that I'm teaching. There's also a conversation class that you can take. So we just want you to be enrolled in one of the courses that is tied to the professors who are doing the faculty-led study abroad, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
So what's the mission of this program? Like what Benedictine and your team want to bring to students through these programs?
Well, one important thing for the Benedictine education, of course, is to educate a new global citizen that is aware of issues in other parts of the world, is aware and learning of other cultures, and also see the interconnection between them all. So they're not just isolated in American culture.
So like speaking about the program, so do you have like any expectation in the future that like you want to do with the programs? Like do you want like some change or like some development that you hope for the program?
Yeah, I would actually. I think we want to keep going in the direction of having more experiential opportunities for students, again moving away from the tour model a bit. I would love to see a little more language learning done during the trip as well, and just get more students to go abroad.
So do you have like any funny story you can share about
any
during
funny
the trip?
stories? Not really, actually. Things have gone quite well. I mean, maybe one story would be one year we had a group that had difficulty using chopsticks, which isn't really funny.
Chopsticks.
But by the end of the trip, they were able to use chopsticks, and when the waiter and waitresses came in with forks and knives for them, they actually said, no, we want chopsticks. We want to use chopsticks now. So not really a funny story, but a good story.
Yeah. So last short question, like people always ask me, but I want them to hear your opinion. So is the Chinese food in China really the same like what we are having in America?
No, it's not.
It's not so.
And unfortunately, the Chinese food here isn't as good as the food in China. So that's another reason to go abroad, to enjoy authentic food, which is very, very different. And the diversity in China is much greater than what you're going to find here in the U.S. So.
Okay, cool. So that's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for coming here, Dr. Day, and engaging us such a wonderful conversation. So that's all we have tonight. Thank you for watching.
Okay.
You want to start over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Marco with Eye of the Eagle, and I'm here with Niall.
Okay, yeah. I just need to get the difficult names again.
Hello, I'm Alfonso Boada, and I'm from again, please. Hello, I'm Alfonso Boada from Eye of the Eagle, and I'm gonna ask.
In memory of Cindy Sabrinsky, a Benedictine student who lost her life in 2000, and donors showed up to support various Benedictine scholars. Too many scholarships, I guess, is a problem.
You couldn't miss the Lady Eagles as they were donning pink attire in respect for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Oh, I messed that word up.
Spoke with one of the members of the food company that was in charge of the farmers market to see what the event was all about. At the
match, according to Charlie Evercamp, in a quote by BenuEagles.com, was that they shot one of their lowest rounds of the fall. Glom.
Ow, I bit my tongue.
Of Eye of the Eagle spoke with golf member Anna Gipe. That was a good one too.
Hi, I'm Claudia Rojas for Eye of the... Sorry.
Yeah, that's the shortest way. Are you recording all this, bro? All right, man, we got 30 minutes.
Donnie Rollins. Tune in to next. Wow, that was not English.